turn my sound.
You are listening to the Weird Realities Network, where we bring you news from the Weirdverse 2, 3, and sometimes 4 times a week. Not much is off topic because we embrace our weird on our quest to expand our minds. You can find our team discussing everything from world history, weird science, chemistry, cryptozoology, lost civilizations, and holistic and health healing practices. Created by authors, researchers, and mystics, Weird Realities is for those looking to meet others who challenge them to think outside of what is considered normal and wonder, what if?
Happy Thursday.
Howdy.
Hey, happy Thursday, everybody.
So I know that we were all a little late last week and we didn't make it. So we're Cinco de Mayoing to this week.
We are in Cinco de Mayo mode.
Yes.
Yeehaw. Wait, that's
Hey,
not.
Max, how are you?
Hi,
Sorry,
Max.
got
Hey, Max.
4 in the room.
Hey, Max.
Why don't you say anything, Max?
Hey, Tony.
Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Somebody say something.
Something.
Now the movies we got, I know there's a lot of trivia with both of them.
Yeah.
Three Amigos has a lot.
Well, I'm
trivia that
relying on you because I'm not prepped.
Did you watch the video I sent you guys? Any of you
Yes.
about the Three Amigos?
Yeah, I
No.
did.
Did I get it?
You should have.
Yeah, I sent it on our chat. It's about the Three Amigos.
Well,
It's,
I am.
Why do I waste my time with you guys? Sending
Hey,
you
I'm
that. That's
watching.
probably how you feel.
Ever
Natalie?
since Facebook is wanting me to do the code, I'm refusing to do the code, and so I don't get all my notifications.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
You talking about that sync thing?
Yes,
I haven't done it either. I'm not gonna.
that's kind of how I feel. I'm like,
I don't think I've ever gotten it.
hey,
Yeah.
Alan.
Hey, Alan.
All right.
what's cool
Well, we
about
got 7
Alan-
people in the house. Let's get started. And so it's the Three Amigos, Tropic Thunder, and if we have time, we'll talk about Fallout. So
Sounds good.
Excuse me.
I think that the Three Amigos was my pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
know that Mr. Restucci is not a fan, so I'm going to let him talk about it.
Oh, thanks so
Yeah.
much. I know I'm in the minority on this, and Steve Martin, fantastic. Chevy Chase, fantastic. Martin Short, fantastic. 3 of your iconically funny comedians from, I guess you could say, from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, forever. Got famous, Saturday Night Live. Everybody knows them. Put them all together. What do you get? You get the funniest movie in the world, right? Wrong. I don't want to say that I don't like the Three Amigos, but I don't like the Three Amigos. I never did. Everybody on earth loves this movie except for me. I'm the only one. I know that. And I apologize for being a jackass and hating this, well, not liking this movie, but it just didn't have a lot of redeeming qualities for me. So many people talk about laugh out loud moments in this film. It's dated now, and back in the day, I was like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of funny, and it's all right. It just wasn't for me.
I like it because it's ridiculous. And then to me, that's what makes it funny.
Airplane's ridiculous. Airplane's funny as hell. I could watch Airplane every day for the rest of my life. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
This is just the slow, dramatic pauses between, what's supposed to be funny and what actually happens. It takes like 12 hours to get through it. I'm like, oh my God, this is just so slow. And it's like I said, it just wasn't for me. I've never liked it. I'm kind of embarrassed to tell everybody that I don't like it because I know everyone on earth just loves this film. But I don't know. Steve Martin kind of fell flat for me in this film. Martin Short was okay, but Chevy Chase, he barely had any lines. He didn't talk too much. And I think of the 3 of them, although I know Steve Martin has the most money, I think Chevy Chase is the funniest. But I also have heard he's kind of a dick in real life too.
Yeah, he is.
I think Martin Short did okay. He was the one little character that he actually he pulled off his role. I think. I mean, I guess they all did. It just it just didn't work. I'm sorry, it fell flat for me. I don't know what else to say other than that. I don't really know any of the trivia. I was unable to watch your video, Alan. I'm sorry. I apologize vehemently for that. But I guess that's all I have. I'll lead into what you guys think on it. Go for it. Anyone?
I've got trivia, but it has nothing to do with the Three Amigos, but it does have something to do with Chevy Chase if y'all want to hear.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I recently found out that when he was in college, Chevy Chase was in a band that would later go on to be Steely Dan.
Hmm.
I didn't know that.
I
And
didn't
I'm
know
going to take
Chevy-
time before y'all launch into it to say, hey, beautiful Tina Brooks, and hey, beautiful Linda. I'm so glad that there are some ladies in the house because it tends to be a sausage fest around here.
And Tina says, "Hello, everyone, and handsome stud man." Hi, Tina.
Is there something I should know about?
Yeah.
Hey, let me. Do you have more trivia on?
That's it. That's like I said. I am not
Okay.
prepared.
This movie was, I think it's like 2 hours long. I believe. No, it's an hour and 44 minutes. It would have been over 2 hours long. The original cut, and this is directed by John Landis. We left John Landis out, and he's made some great movies. And I like this movie. Yeah, I've got sentimental value because when we rented it, my daughter was 6 years old and she fell in love with Steve Martin. I was already in love with Steve Martin since I was in junior high, but she wanted to marry him for years. She wanted to marry this little kid wanted to marry Steve Martin. She's weird. Anyway, this movie would have been over 2 hours long. There's a cut out there somewhere. There's a lot of missing footage, and we're missing a performance by Sam Kinison
Yes.
that they can't find. He played some cannibal frontiersman that's going to eat him. And instead of the talking cactus, which is done by Randy Newman, does the voice of that. I don't know if that's out there or not, but Randy Newman was the voice of the singing tree or whatever. I thought that was stupid. I liked though that they killed the invisible swordsman. That was kind of funny. But I agree with you in some, Rich, that it was kind of. I watched it, again, and it's a kind of a slow movie. Hurry up, get to Sanapoko. In the original version of it, it was 40 minutes before they reached Sanapoko.
That's
40 minutes of their life in Hollywood. Though with Fran Drescher, she was cut out of the whole movie. And she's on that billboard, when he's climbing on the roof to break in and steal that's her on the billboard. And that's one of the reasons Joe Mantegna is so pissed, because they're talking crap about her because they do a movie with her. And I guess she's real flatulent. And so they start making fun of her gas and stuff. And Joe Mantegna gets pissed off. And that's the main reason he kicks him out of the mansion. And there's scenes with them in the mansion. They sleep. All three of them are sleeping with the housekeeper, but don't know it. There's a scene where each of them goes up and grabs her breast and, says last night was fun, at different times. So there's a whole bunch that's cut out. A whole bunch. I don't know if it'd make it any
sounds
better.
like a better movie.
Yeah. Well, if they cut out like a lot of the songs in it, the sings part where they're singing and all the animals show up in the desert, that's kind of, I didn't care for that. But in the German part, they really didn't get into too much. I mean, look this up on YouTube. There's a video of it. If I was tech savvy, I could put it in the links, but I can't. It explains a lot. And I guess Chevy Chase, being Chevy Chase, was upset because Sam Kinison had been in back to school and he was getting huge, and he's afraid he was going to upstage him. So he pressured Landis into cutting out his scenes. Now, that's what Kinison's brother says. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's from Kinison's brother. This movie didn't hold up. I liked it back in the day. There's parts I like. Chevy Chase. You got anything else? Anything other than Mexican food? I mean, that's priceless. But I will never probably watch this movie again. It was fun back in the day. It's got nostalgia, sentimental value because my daughter almost made me a millionaire by marrying Steve Martin, you know.
Well, my
But
my little dirty secret of the week is the fact that this was my pick, and I fell asleep like 10 minutes into it.
I,
So it wasn't that I didn't watch it; it's that I fell asleep. So obviously, I thought it wasn't as funny either. So
yeah.
I got to admit,
That Mona,
I
that's true,
liked it.
Mona. That's what I hear. Sorry, Scott. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I've heard the same thing, that he's a flaming butthead. I actually enjoyed this movie more than when I first saw it. Though I will admit, the movie was funny. They weren't as good as they could have been. You know, and that's, but I mean, I loved it because as I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, this is a parody of the Magnificent Seven.
well, and
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you look at the dynamic between Martin Short and Steve Martin now
Yeah.
on the what's the show? Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a definite change to see them then and versus now.
yeah.
But I don't know. I still think that Martin Short, I just can just see him clutching his pearls. He's just so delightful to watch on screen.
You know, he did that Ed Grimley dance. And like Tina says, it feels like, you know, our humor's changed. You know, we all except for Scott liked it better a long time ago.
Well, Scott was,
Maybe
you
Scott's
know, I think we're thinking the same thing, Alan, about Scott's humor changing.
It gets more immature as I age.
So I never liked it. I don't think it was any worse or better this time than before.
I mean,
I may have said it didn't hold up, but I never particularly cared for it.
I mean, it's a funny movie, but and I'll relate it to that zombie movie, The Dead Don't Die with Bill Murray. I was expecting a hilarious movie. It fell flat, and it had Murray, Steve Buscemi, a whole bunch of great actors in it. But I liked the movie itself. I thought it was fun. I love the little, the plot twist when the German comes in and says, I got 3 friends coming in, and they're all terrified of the 3 amigos. And then when the 2 German guys come in, they start giving them crap and they get shot. I liked it. It was fun. I might watch it again in 5 years. Probably not. But it was nice watching it again. I wasn't my favorite film, but I enjoyed it.
That scene of the cantinas to me was hilarious when they're singing My Little Buttercup.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was, you know, here they're in this band with in this bar with all these badasses, you know, and they're, you know, 1, 2, 3, you know, and that was hilarious.
Oh my God, I couldn't
To
wait
me, it
for
was.
it to end. I couldn't wait for that to get over. I'm sorry, Alan. I just couldn't do it.
It's like
I
the
did do
anti-blue
it.
oyster.
I couldn't like it. But, I'm sorry, guys. It just wasn't for me. Sorry, Earth. It wasn't for me.
Well, there's you and Max. Max didn't care for it.
Oh, good. Hey, Max.
So you
I'm
just
going to
got
go
your
back and say,
you know?
hey, Mona. I'm so happy to see Mona back.
Hi, Mona.
Yeah, you know, maybe you should, like Landis said, maybe you should stop watching your old favorites.
Yeah, but some of them, like Jaws, I watch once a year. I watch Jaws. I watch it every 4th of July. I don't usually miss that.
Did you see the video I sent you earlier about the Jaws? It was Peter Benchley talking about filming Jaws.
No, I saw that you sent it, but I didn't watch it yet.
Well,
That
as
one.
a Jaws fan, you need to watch it. It involves a midget, 3 sharks, and a dead horse.
Oh, you got to resend that. I got to.
Sounds like a weekend I had.
You got me at Little Person.
You know, but Jaws is a watertight movie. You know, this, you know, they wanted Robin Williams. They didn't really want Chevy Chase at the beginning. Not that they didn't want him, but he wasn't considered. It was like Robin Williams. Steve Martin was always considered. I'm trying to remember who the other guy was. Martin Short was John. They want John Candy. He couldn't ride a horse at that time,
Yeah.
so John Candy recommended Martin Short because they were in Second City and they were friends, and that's how that came about.
They're both
About with Martin
Canadians.
Short.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this was a holiday movie too. It was a big holiday movie when it came out. It didn't make a whole lot of money when it came out. It made, I want to say maybe 50 million or something like that on a $30,000 budget.
It just wasn't that good.
I think I might
It wasn't
have
that good.
been partaking in things when I watched it before.
Well, we should rewatch it, partaking of things.
That might have been why I enjoyed it so much. But I did think it was very cute and funny, and I like to laugh. So, and I do love their little dance. I mean, that's like my favorite thing they do is that little dance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can see the three of y'all doing it. So, like, if we ever have a masquerade, I want the three of y'all to go as the three amigos.
Yeah, I'll do the. What was it? Is it?
It's
Woo.
no. I practiced it a little bit.
I'm not going to do the little buttercup because if that ever gets back to the kids at school, that's it.
All right. So, what do y'all give it?
Oh,
I'll give
it
it
a 3.
2.5. 2 point. You gave it a 3, Alan. 2.5.
Yeah, I give it 3.
2.75.
I'll go with a 3.
Okay.
I love Steve Martin.
I honestly thought you guys were gonna give these 5s. I really did.
God, no, not.
No, it's not a good movie. It's
No, I agree.
It's got parts in it that are hilarious.
But I talk to people, you know, I talk to people frequently about the movies that we pick, and you know what other people outside of this group of 4 thinks of that. Like people at work, you know, my kids, people on the street, hobos, whatever, and everybody loves this movie. I can't. You're doing that? That's a great film. And I was like, really? Am I some kind of asshole? Because this movie sucks.
Well, what I'm going to say is after seeing Abigail, it'll be hard for me to give a 5 first time because that movie, that was a good movie.
That's getting a lot of hate too. I mean, it gets a lot of love. Don't get me wrong, but there's people out there that just say it was terrible. And, you know, I think
Abigail?
I did end up watching it. Yeah, I thought it was
Oh
great.
my God! I thought that's one of the best movies I've seen this year.
Yeah, well, we got to do that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was excellent.
Alan, have you watched it yet?
Oh yeah, we watched it last night. Yeah, oh yeah, it was good. And then I tried to watch Ghostbusters: Frozen Kingdom after that, and I couldn't get through it.
So I knew that was going to happen. So I watched Ghostbusters. I said I knew that was going to happen. I was in the same boat you were, but I switched them because of that. Because I thought Ghostbusters is either going to be really good or it's going to suck. And it was kind of I didn't dislike it like you did. It just kind of in the middle. It wasn't that great for me. There were a couple of good scenes, but yeah,
I didn't like the
I
last
wanted to watch
one.
that before I watched Abigail because I knew I was going to like Abigail.
Oh, you mean Afterlife?
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, the new Ghostbusters with the kids. I don't like any of the kids. So
I liked that one, but what I really liked was the end when they brought the 3 Ghostbusters back, and then the spirit of the one who passed away. That to me made the whole movie.
Well, I think I had a tear in my eye when that happened.
Yeah.
You know, Harold Ramis is a favorite of mine. You know, he had some great Stripes. You know, him and Bill Murray in Stripes. Just, I'm afraid to rewatch that. Huh?
That's one of my favorite movies.
I'm afraid to rewatch it.
Now picture a Twinkie the size of Manhattan.
Yeah. Mona's Abigail's streaming on pay-per-view right now. And so's Ghostbusters pay-per-view.
Well,
you know what I liked about Ghostbusters?
About Abigail,
I
would buy it. I would buy Abigail. It was that good.
Abigail was great. We were thinking about going to see it at the movies. And I got a really good friend, so appreciate that really good friend, wherever you are. The thing I liked about the Ghostbusters movie was they had William Atherton as the mayor. You know, this man has no dick, you know, and I thought that was great. That's perfect, bringing him back.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah. Let me know. Let us know what you think of it when you watch it, because I thought it was boring.
Okay.
I really did.
I didn't think it was great. I'm with you on this. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Keep going.
I like the kid from Stranger Things. I thought he did a good job playing an 18-year-old guy that's struggling, to be an 18-year-old and a kid, and his mom's kind of like doing her own thing, and like, go up in the attic, go ahead, so I don't know. It was it was I wouldn't I probably won't watch that again. But anyway,
Dylan's absolutely right. The
Yeah,
best
I'm with Dylan.
Ghostbuster is the first one.
yeah,
Definitely Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
yeah. Hello, Dylan. That's the best one. I think in order. They're in order as to me. One, two, and then Afterlife is three, and this one's four.
Don't forget the one
I
with the
think that's how
women.
they fall.
Oh, that's easily forgettable.
It had
It
Thor
wasn't.
in it, so shut up.
It had what? Did you
It
say?
had Thor in it. It's not forgettable.
I like
Sorry.
Thor as the dumb blonde.
Yes.
And I've also got to say, I really enjoyed the movie because the scene where they're at the university, that was filmed at my old high school, whenever.
Oh, cool.
Really?
So before this conversation right here, I have actually seen that movie that we're talking about. I would have fought to the death if you told me Chris Hemsworth was in that movie. I had no recollection of him whatsoever. None.
Yeah.
And I did see that movie. I
Well,
think I
I'll
was
say this:
traumatized.
that
That
the
film was
women
so
in
bad.
it, they were being really ugly about him. They said that he was so funny. They asked if he brought his own writers. That he has it all. That I think it was Melissa McCarthy was saying that she wished that there was one thing she could just hate about him, but he was just a really funny, fun person, and he was good at everything. And she said she's never rooted for someone to be a dick bigger.
Well,
All right,
at least he
kids.
doesn't.
So time for Tropic Thunder,
Yes.
Tropic Thunder. Yes.
Alan.
You want me to do that one, or do you want to do it, Scott? You're
No, you do it.
okay. Tropic Thunder is a parody of the Vietnam War movies that were coming out in the 90s and late 80s and 90s. It's got Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Steve Coogan. Uh, what's that skinny guy from all those dope
Jay
movies?
Baruchel.
Huh?
You're talking about Jay
Um,
Baruchel?
Yeah, Jay Baruchel. Thank you. And I can't think of the Al Pacino's name. Oh gosh, you caught me off guard, even though it's been 2 weeks. What's his name?
Who?
God, he plays. He's a. I guess he's like a rapper, and he's got an energy drink out called Booty Juice and Bust a Nut.
Yeah, I think his name in
And
the movie is like Al Pacino or something.
yeah, it's Al Pacino and Brandon T. Jackson. They go into the jungle. Oh, and I'm leaving out Robert Downey Jr.,
Yeah.
who plays an Australian actor that's playing a black actor. It's Black Southern Soldier. It's great. That's the best part of the movie is Robert Downey Jr.'s role, how he just gets into this blackface and runs with it. And Tom Cruise, we're forgetting Tom Cruise is the guy that's financing all of this.
Well, and you
And
got
he's in
Matthew
a
McConaughey,
Nick
Matthew
Nolte.
McConaughey is his agent.
Yeah.
Is
Danny
Ben Stiller's
McBride
agent.
stole the show to
Danny
me.
McBride.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bill Hader's
Big
Nick,
old
Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
Nick Nolte. I mean, it's got a huge cast. And it's there. Excuse me. Steve Coogan is the director. First movie he's making, I guess. And he can't get these guys to act. He's having all kinds of problems. So Nick Nolte suggests he takes him out into the jungle. Nick Nolte is the guy the movie's based on. He's lost both his hands in the Vietnam War in this rescue. He's got these hooks
Yeah.
for hands, and he talks Steve Coogan into taking the actors out into the jungle and making them men. That way, they're actingly better, and they'll film what's going on. They plant fake explosives and all kinds of stuff in the jungle. Well, it turns out to be like Southern Comfort with a bunch of drug dealers. It's a crazy movie. It makes fun of Hollywood, makes fun of actors. Ben Stiller is not afraid to make himself look stupid in this one. It's just it's a fun movie. There's so much going on with it,
Well,
but then
I
it's a
think you just
slow
said it
movie.
in
It's a
a moment was Ben Stiller is never afraid to look stupid.
No.
That's why he's
he
so good.
yeah, he's not. But this movie's got a lot. It's packed with a lot. It's like McConaughey, his character's great in this. Is his agent. You think he's gonna let him down, and excuse me, it's got so much going on, but it's kind of slow. Especially when they get captured by the drug dealers. It kind of slows down a little bit. Um, I like this movie. I'll watch it every once in a while, but I think it could have been better. That being said, what do y'all think?
I had never seen this movie before. And beginning with the scene when they first land in the woods and the director's like, okay, let's go. And he turns around and blows himself up in the landmine. I had to hit the pause button. I was laughing so hard. And after that, I just thought this movie was hilarious. Everyone in this movie was so stupid. You know, they played, I mean, Matthew McConaughey was, I couldn't believe how brilliant he was as a comedic actor. The scene when they think they get on the line with the drug lord and they think they're talking to another agent and Tom Cruise reads them the riot act and scares them. It was a funny movie. But yes, like Max said earlier, they could never make this movie today. You know, it took me a while to realize which character Jack Black was. He was so different back then. But and God, Robert Downey's one of my favorites, and he just rocked this role so hard. But no, I did. I enjoyed this. I had some really good belly laughs. I wished I had seen it sooner. And this is one that I'll watch again sometime to pick up all the little things I missed.
Sadly.
Well, one of the things that I love about this movie is the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is known for being a method actor, which is what he's playing. And everything that I've heard about him, about how serious he takes these roles, it is what I think made the character work so well and not be offensive. Is he wasn't it wasn't about race at all. It was about these actors that take themselves so seriously that what was it Mona said? I'm just a dude playing a dude
Yeah.
who's playing a dude, you know? And I just love it. It's hilarious. Um, could it be made today is the biggest question. And I think that it could be made, but I don't think that the the environment, the culture of today's younger generation would appreciate it and the ridiculousness of it that we do. But this movie, there's just so many things about it I just love. I love Danny McBride. This is one of the first things I ever saw him in. And he just really stole the show. And to steal the show from Nick Nolte, who's playing somebody who's, I think that it kind of takes off of people who are profiting from pretending to be the Vietnam War veteran, and it was really, really well done. The guy exploding and Ben Stiller's character just not believing that it was anything but part of the movie. And the rest of them were like, but there's no. I don't know. I just love it. I think it's a great movie, and I think that if you have a sense of humor at all, you'll appreciate something about it.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, again, I say Nick Nolte, Tom Cruise, and Matthew McConaughey were hilarious in this. And I never would have expected them to be comedic actors like that.
Well, the Matthew McConaughey role originally was meant for Owen Wilson, but this was around the time that Owen Wilson tried to commit suicide.
Oh.
So that's when they, Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson are friends. I think he just kind of gave it to McConaughey, and I think that it surprised everyone how good he was. But Matthew McConaughey's just kind of awesome at everything, and then the whole thing with Tom Cruise. I mean, at the time I saw it, I felt like they were spoofing someone, and now I have to wonder if it's Harvey Weinstein.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
but they said that like all of the things that Tom Cruise did was all his idea, down to the big hands, the big meaty hands. Which, if you noticed, he had like fake hands on.
Mona.
Well, here's one for you.
Mona is, I agree with her. I'm like, who was that guy? When it was Tom Cruise, it was like, no effing way.
Oh yeah, that's great. Here's one for you, Hadley. Ben Stiller originally was going to play Rick Peck, Matthew McConaughey's role, and he wanted Keanu Reeves to play Tug Speedman, his role.
Oh,
That
that
would
would
have
have
been a
been
weird
a
movie.
totally different movie.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, big guy?
So y'all watched Three Amigos, right?
Yeah.
It's the same plot. It's exactly the same plot. People that are fakes get put into a position where they're supposed to be reals. Same plot. That said, I think this is the movie that Three Amigos should have been. This has got a stellar cast. Three Amigos had a stellar cast too, but this one is just loaded with comedic gold. And like Scott said, people that don't generally do comedy that are actually quite funny, like Matthew McConaughey, Tom Cruise, Nick Nolte, they all crushed it. This is another one of those movies that I saw when I was younger, and everybody loved it. And I was like, yeah, it was okay. I mean, the comedy a lot of it was hit or miss for me. But this time I watched it, I actually really liked it. So I thought it was very well acted, and you could totally see all of the messages that were going on about how they were attacking Hollywood. They attacked the Vietnam War a little. Drugs. They definitely hit on on the drug thing, and mistakes. There were a lot of mistakes. That said, I think that this is a movie that I will watch again, actually, because like Hadley says a lot, she's gonna go back and watch to see if she missed stuff. And I remember when I watched it when it first came out, I was like, yeah, it's okay. And then I watched it this time, and I did like it. So there was stuff that I missed the first time that I saw this time. So I can only imagine little things like the Tom Cruise thing. I mean, I knew that it was Tom Cruise, but I think there's other things in there that I could find and make the movie more enjoyable for me. So I'm definitely going to give that a go. This is one of those movies that's going to stick with me for a little while, just because of some of the funny stuff. And like you guys were all saying, I don't know if the movie could be made now. I think the script would just get buried just because of political correctness and just the way the culture is now, which is a shame, because if you can put all that crap to the side, it's funny. It's a funny film. It's just that people can't get over themselves at this point.
No. A white actor playing a black actor, no, Hollywood would freak.
Yeah. Well, that's true. It's not just Hollywood; it's the fans.
This will explain a lot right here. Ben Stiller first came up with the idea for this film while working on Empire of the Sun back in 1987. He said in interviews that at the time he had friends who had acted in Platoon in 86, a movie he had auditioned for and been rejected for. So he got rejected for Platoon and Hamburger Hill in 87. And they would go on about the intense boot camp preparations and simulation of war these projects involved, as well as how it made them feel like real soldiers. Stiller found this funny because he thought being an actor in a war film was nothing like being a real soldier in a real war. So there you go. That's it right there. He was making fun of his buddies that had come back, hey, we got a brotherhood, and which going through boot camp like that, yeah, you get brotherhood going, but you're not those guys out there that bled. Definitely not.
Now, a third movie we should have added to this: movie actors not being faking it. Galaxy Quest. I love that movie.
So do I. That's a really
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah.
I enjoy every part of that movie.
Well, no one
You
has
heard they're
mentioned
making a
Simple
sequel.
Jack.
No, I did not hear they were. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you told me actually that they were making a sequel.
Oh,
They're making a sequel. Yeah.
They can't make a sequel.
yeah, Alan Rickman.
I don't
Second
know. Maybe they'll address it. Maybe they'll address it in the movie. I have my Blaine was telling me that they weren't going to make a sequel because of Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
But then I read months back that they're working on a sequel. So, but you know, Sam Rockwell steals that one in that little part of being the red shirt.
Mommy,
Yeah. Tell me, I bet you don't know my last name. But maybe the plucky comic relief.
Well, no one has mentioned Simple Jack, and no one has mentioned what a great job Jack Black did in this movie.
Yeah, he did actually.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Jack Black fan as far as his acting.
Well, a lot of times it's
He's
the
like-
same character, but
Yeah,
this
he
was
does.
this
Mhm.
was this one fit. I think it was probably based off of Tommy Boy. What's that guy? Chris Farley.
Oh, Chris Farley.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it was good to see him. Like I said, he was crazy. But no, I think the one that stole the show for me was Danny McBride. I'm going to say it again, just blowing stuff up.
And
You want to see a
Lovey.
good movie with Danny McBride? Watch Hot Rod with Andy Samberg. Look up the movie Hot Rod. I'm sure it's streaming somewhere.
I saw like a
And,
documentary on Danny McBride recently, and I think that was mentioned that. And there's one. It was like his first movie where he plays a martial arts instructor.
I've heard of that.
It's
Fist
they
Way or
say
something
that
like
it and that it really launched him in certain circles. I think. But
You got to watch Hot Rod.
I will have to watch it. Maybe we can watch it with Jim Cotta.
It's better than Jim Cotta.
Everything's better than Jim Cotta.
I just saw that for Jim Cotta, and I'm like, man, there's a whole bunch of those 80 movies like that. We should do some of those.
I think you've made us watch it before.
No,
think-
not Jim Cotta. No.
No, just
the
another bad
one
movie
with-
with a synthesizer.
Miami Connection. The Miami Connection. That was the one. That's a horrible movie. Jim
So
Cotta's
I'm
like
going to
an
give y'all some
Academy
trivia
Award.
about Jack Black. Did y'all know that like both of his parents are rocket scientists?
Yes.
I did not know.
I knew his mom
I knew
was.
one of them was, not the second one.
Yeah, his mother apparently solved some huge NASA space problem while she was having him.
Yeah.
Like she literally called her boss from the hospital and told she said, "I've solved the issue. It's blah 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 blah." And she said, "I've got to go have a baby now." And I don't know. So, what are we going to give this one?
3.75.
What,
Give
I'll
it a
give it
4.
a 3.5.
Alan?
Oh, go ahead.
4.
Alan.
Rich?
I'll give it a 3.5.
I'm going to have to give it a 4. I think that it broke so many expectations of Hollywood with certain actors. When we talk about Tom Cruise, we talk about Robert Downey Jr. again, just phenomenal. But Mona's going to give it a 4. Max is giving it a 3.5. What's the rest of the peanut gallery giving it?
Landa, Mike,
You know,
Dylan, if you're still here.
Tony
Bueller?
I,
Bueller?
folks.
Bueller? Anybody?
Tina. Nope.
Mona gives it a 4. Absolutely.
I'm giving it a 4 too, Mona. I think it will definitely have a cult following going forward.
Max,
Landy gave it a 4.
Tony's giving it 2.
Cody.
Tony gave it a 2.
there is only, Max, one Tom Cruise movie I love. I watch it all the time. A Few Good Men.
You can't handle the truth.
That courtroom scene is just the second best courtroom scene in history.
I don't know that I've ever seen that entire movie.
Oh, you've got to watch it.
I know I've seen parts of it, but I don't know that I've seen all of it.
I got to see it at a Marine Corps base in Okinawa. And when Jack Nicholson started, "You can't handle the truth," it was like 150 guys around me, like, "Arr, arr, arr."
A
Tom
lot
Cruise
of his movies.
But they say if it wasn't for him being in Scientology, he wouldn't be a big actor today.
I don't know, because he is a very good actor.
Depending on the movie.
Top Gun put him so high.
Yeah.
And then he did like The Color of Money, Cocktail, Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July, Days of Thunder, Far and Away. So many things. A Few Good Men. Interview with the Vampire.
The Mummy.
Jerry Maguire. Huge. And then all the Mission Impossible things started.
What was the one I called Dances with Sushi? It was pretty much when he went to Japan. He was the Civil War guy that went to Japan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, The Last Samurai. The Last
I
Samurai.
thought that was good. I very much enjoyed that.
But it was the one with Kevin Costner, except he went to Japan. Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, kind of.
That's why I call it Dances
The
with
Outsiders.
Wolves.
Yeah, that was like his third movie, I think, or maybe
The Outsiders.
Yeah, he was. I think his first appearance was Endless Love. He had either a bit part or a smaller part in Endless Love, and he was in All the Right Moves. I don't know if you remember that movie.
No.
He was a football player. Yeah, it was all right.
Wasn't his big breakthrough the one where he did the sliding across the floor in his socks?
Risky Business.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't. That must have been before Top Gun because he was younger, but Top Gun is the thing that really got him up there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Risky Business was pretty good though. So I don't know. I'm not sure, but Top Gun. Everybody knows Top Gun. So that was a huge film.
Oh,
is
Craig,
Risky Business where the hooker deflowers the high school boy?
Yes.
Oh,
The Porsche goes swimming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Craig, I know which one you're talking about. I think. Huh?
It's called
Yeah.
Great flick.
Yes.
He goes nuts.
I tried to get y'all to watch that one that he did. It's a musical, and I love that show. It's gosh, what was it? What is it called? It's got Russell Brand in it. Yes, Rock of Ages.
No.
And he really kind of blew me away in that. And I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan at all by any stretch of the imagination. So when I say that, I mean he really did a good job at this skeezy kind of aged out 80s rock star. But
I think he does great films.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite actor, and I know he's weird, personally. But I think the movies that he does, they're all pretty much top notch. The only one that I've seen recently in the past 10 or 15 years that just absolutely sucked was The Mummy. That was just bad.
Well, he did that really good movie with Jamie Foxx.
Collateral?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where he's like? He did.
Actually, you know what? Reacher was another one that wasn't that good.
I liked Reacher.
It was okay. So
the
TV show Reacher, fantastic. The Tom Cruise movie, it was not my favorite. It's because I had read the books and I knew that Jack Reacher was just enormous. And Tom Cruise,
that little man couldn't pay it for that big old guy.
Tony.
Well, it's like the guy that plays him now is Reacher size. He might even be a little shorter than Reacher. Because Reacher stood out in the crowd. Whenever he walked down the street, he was heads above everybody.
Yeah, he was a big dude, like 6'9".
So I like the Reacher movies because I look at it as a Tom Cruise movie. I had to do that. It bothered us. Yeah, like Tina says, the size of Reacher bothers us too because we both read the books. But we kind of had to, take our brains out and watch it. And
well, I was very disappointed in him as Lestat. I probably still haven't.
That's what I heard. I've never read those books, but that's what I heard. People
Well,
were.
Anne Rice based the character off of Rutger Hauer. So
Oh wow!
imagine that, and then you get Tom Cruise.
Oh,
And he did a decent job. It's just not in my head what I'd imagined.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought Interview with the Vampire is a pretty good flick.
Never
Well,
seen.
did you read the books?
No.
So no, but my wife did, and she used to talk to me about them. I didn't read. I read Memnoch the Devil. Was that Anne Rice? That was Anne
Yes,
Rice.
that
I read
was.
that. That was pretty good. It was okay, but I
That was
never
my
really
least
read
favorite.
her vampire stuff.
My favorite Anne Rice book. Well, I liked the ones that she did like with the witches, but it was The Mummy. She did a book called The Mummy. That was probably my favorite.
I didn't read it.
See the vampire interview with the. I just can't get into vampires that are sparkly or like, oh, I bite people in the. I want 30 Days of Night. I want Blade, The Strain.
I'm not gonna say they were not sparkledy. They were not.
No, I'm talking Twilight.
Yeah, the Twilight. Yeah.
They were aristocrats.
Yeah.
He was pretty good in American Made too. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, it was a good flick.
Which one?
Edge of Tomorrow. That was another good one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that one was funny. I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
American Made was that was the Pablo Escobar movie, right?
He was a CIA pilot.
Right, and he just flew drugs for Pablo Escobar, and then
That was based on a true
they
story.
ended up killing him. But it was good.
No one has mentioned Eyes Wide Shut.
You know, I don't
Oh,
think I've ever seen that movie.
I didn't
haven't
like that
either.
one because we watched the Spanish movie. Watch the Spanish version of that. That is so much better than his version.
Well, the first thing that I saw Tom Cruise in was Taps, which I loved. Of course, I was a teenage girl or adolescent girl when it came out.
Yeah.
But that was him and Timothy Hutton. Isn't that who was in it? It was a good movie.
Wasn't one of the Sheens in it?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't think in that one. Was Kiefer Sutherland in that one? Or am I thinking
it was the guy from
Young
the
Guns?
Alien.
Sean Penn was in it.
I can't remember.
That's right.
Maybe that's who I was thinking of.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one. I think I went to movies and saw it, and that was it.
I remember it was on HBO.
Cocktail's a weird movie.
George C. Scott, Ronnie Cox,
Cocktail had a good
Giancarlo
soundtrack.
Esposito. Damn, Giancarlo Esposito is in Taps as a cadet.
Really?
captain. Yeah.
That dude's been in a lot of
Yeah.
stuff lately.
I know.
Well,
Annabelle.
this was not lately. This
Yeah.
was what movie? What year did this come out?
Yeah, I was just about to
Oh,
ask that.
just shut it down. I think it was 87. Let me look.
Was it
No,
that
I've got
one?
it pulled up as 81.
81.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought I remembered it when I was in high school.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard he was an asshole when he was filming that. Some of the other
really?
actors said that
The
he
character was
getting
a
diva
dick.
status. You know?
Well, the character was very intense.
Oh
Yeah. Try act like yourself. Okay. No problem.
I haven't watched
Yeah,
it.
Giancarlo Esposito. That dude's great.
He is.
That is great. I'm glad he's in a lot of stuff lately because,
He was in Abigail. Did we
Yep.
mention that
Yep.
already?
Alan said
yeah, he was Lambert.
Well, I can't remember the actor's name, but the Russian exterminator from the Strain series was in this. I thought I got the
Yeah.
biggest.
I
that.
love
His
him.
name is Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's Canadian, isn't
Kevin
he?
Durant.
Yep.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
I love
Yeah,
him.
he's
I
great.
think he's very rated.
yeah.
Yeah. Folks,
And
if you haven't
steals the
seen Abigail,
show.
watch it.
Yeah. I
It's
think
the
we
best
should
movie to come out
let's
in
go
the-
ahead and review it since we're all over it.
Actually,
Okay.
yeah, we've all seen it, right?
We've all seen it. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I'm going to tell
No.
y'all, if you like vampire movies and you like horror, watch it. It is that good. It is. It for me. I can't give it a higher rating.
I'm posting Saturday morning a non-spoiler review, but it's pretty much these 6 hooligans who don't know each other kidnap this teenage ballerina because the whole idea is her father's got tons of money and they've been hired by somebody to kidnap her. They're going to make $50 million in a ransom. Well, it turns out that the ballerina's father is a mafia. I think he was a mafia hitman, and he has on his payroll. No, he was a mafioso, and he has on his payroll a hitman who is a vicious vampire who is going to be sent to get the little girl back. After that point in the movie, it is gore fest. It is humor, action, violence, plot twist. Up until when the first guy got killed, okay, I figured he was the first to go. He was a complete dick. He was going to go. After that, nothing in the movie, everything surprised me. I didn't expect it. And when the vampires get killed, second best vampire death since Blade 2.
It's that, now that guy that got killed the first time is an actor named Angus Cloud.
Yeah.
And he recently passed from a drug overdose.
Oh, that's right. Because at the end of the movie, they did the tribute to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in some show that's on HBO, some series that's on HBO.
Right. So have you heard about that show? I'm getting this secondhand. I didn't research this on my own, but that show went out and they got drug addicts to play drug addicts. So I thought that was not the best move, but I guess they're in a little bit of legal trouble because of it, or maybe not legal trouble, but some kind of trouble in Hollywood or something like that. I can't remember. Not that Hollywood is a bunch of not jerks anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got several drug addicts to play drug addicts.
Jeez, I forgot the name of that show, but it's with the girl from Dune.
Yeah, Zendaya.
Max,
Yeah,
why
I
didn't
can't remember the name of the show.
Now, the guy that plays the head of the group, Dan Stevens. Now he's in this great little horror movie called The Guest, and I think it's on Netflix. And if you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. It's called The Guest. It is definitely a horror flick.
Yeah. What's it about? Or should you not
It's
tell
about
us?
this army buddy of a dead soldier comes to the dead soldier's house to express his condolences and stuff, and he ends up moving in with these people. And then he makes their life just a living horror show. And it's great. It's a great little flick. Got a nice twist in it. It's called The Guest.
Okay, The Guest.
Check it out.
All right.
Mike,
Now
Fred was running. Oh,
Okay.
Fred's sitting on the. Wait a minute. Can you see
Now,
Fred? He's sitting on the pillows on the sofa.
Oh yeah, I see
him. I heard that this movie was originally part of the Dark Universal universe, where they were going to have. Well, they had the Wolfman movie, right, with Benicio del Toro, and that flopped.
Yes. Yeah.
Then The Mummy with Cruise was a big ass flop. So it kind of killed their plans because they're going to bring back Frankenstein, Dracula's
Well, they
daughter.
did that Dracula Untold. That was
but that wasn't
that too.
Was it? And none of them were hits. And I read somewhere that this was in consideration for that universe. And since it collapsed, they just made their own movie. Universal did. And I'm glad because not that it collapsed, but I'm glad they made this.
Which movie is
this?
This?
Great flick.
What movie?
Abigail.
Oh, Abigail.
Well,
yeah.
I'm excited to say that Nosferatu with Bill Skarsgård is going to be coming out at the end of the year, and that's going to be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't seen previews for The Crow, it looks like it's going to be phenomenal. Which stars Bill.
He's just
Bill
killing
Skarsgård.
it.
He's
Yeah,
very talented and he's weird looking.
he is. He's like Willem Dafoe, very talented and weird looking.
Well, William Defoe's like really weird looking, but I mean, Bill Skarsgård is a beautiful. I mean, like he's a very and well, I mean, he's getting older now, but when he was younger, when he did that vampire show on Netflix, he's very androgynous and oh my god, just beautiful, beautiful.
And
Which
Rich, you
vampire
got to
show?
remember, he's still a Skarsgård,
Yeah.
so he's not going to be a Defoe, a weird looking Defoe in Adley's eyes.
True.
I love the Skarsgård.
He's still got
too.
a hot Skarsgård blood going through him.
I can listen
He's
to
gonna
Stellan Skarsgård talk all day long.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
My ex-wife loved Alexander Skarsgård, and we went to see Tarzan, and I'm sorry, not even Samuel Jackson could save that one.
Well, I used to have a huge crush on Alexander, but I don't anymore. So we just don't talk about him.
Yeah, Mike, they started filming on the second season of Wednesday, and they've got some big names in the cast. Christopher Lloyd's going to be in it. Can't remember the other couple of people that are joining the cast, but it's going to be good.
Oh, and this weekend the second season of Interview with a Vampire for AMC comes out.
Yeah, I thought that was okay. I thought the first season it was good. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was good. I'll watch the second one until it bugs me, and then that's enough. I mean, if it's good, I'll keep with it. But
I stopped watching it, but I am still going to promote it because vampires and that kind of stuff needs to be more of it.
I want to see, like Max just brought up, Furiosa. I want to see that. I want to see the new Planet of the Apes movie.
Yes.
The All of Us Are Dead series is coming back. That's that. Korean
And they're bringing back Snowpiercer after like a
one season.
year hiatus.
I have never seen. I saw the movie, but I have never seen the television show.
Television show is good. Television show, it goes more in depth to the differences between the rear cars and the front cars.
Yeah.
And then when they introduce Sean Bean's character, it takes it a completely different turn.
Is he still in it?
Yes.
You make it. Bill Skarsgård has another movie coming out called Boy Kills World. Have you seen the trailer for that?
No.
Oh.
It's a violent comic book looking movie. It's check it out. If you see the trailer, it looks like it'll be fun. It's a dark apocalyptic flick, and he doesn't talk in it. He's mute, but the voice inside his head is the guy that does Bob's Burgers, does the voice of Bob.
Oh God, I love him.
Yeah. What, Steve John Benjamin or whatever?
Yeah, he also did Archer.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
Have you seen the trailer for the third Quiet Place?
No.
Yeah, that looks good.
It's called Day One. It did look pretty good. It looks very interesting. A lot of critters in this one.
Always good to see you, Mona. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, thanks, Mona.
Oh, hi, Mona.
Good night, Mona.
Hey, Craig. I hope your puppy's doing better.
No, I'm laughing at Craig's comment.
Yeah, Craig. Good old Craig.
All right. Well, that's going to put us right at an hour. So anybody got anything special going on this weekend?
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day?
Yeah.
All right.
Golf tournament.
Well, special thanks to all of you wonderful mothers and fathers who are mothers. We all appreciate all the stuff that y'all do.
We do.
See you next week.
What's our movie next
Yep.
week?
I don't know. Now, are we skipping the movie that was supposed to be this week?
I don't know.
Or are we just pushing everything up a week?
I don't
I'll
know.
figure that out.
Why don't you figure it out, kids?
We'll figure it out and let you know, as we always do.
Yeah, y'all be sure and like and subscribe and do all that stuff because we work really hard and we could use the support. So
Well, you work
Finger
really
that
hard.
butt.
I hardly work.
you're working 3 jobs, but currently I'm trying to boost our presence online. So please, if you get a chance, subscribe to our newsletter. Morgana works really hard on it. Leave some comments and let me know what you want to see. I'm going to try and get Alan to give us some trivia to do these little reels with, and hopefully you'll be seeing more stuff from us. So until next week, you know what they say.
Stay weird.
They say show's not over till Rich fingers you.